watching Funny EHS Info. Today in this video, I discuss about fire detection, fire protection, fire suppression and fire prevention. Please watch video completely to know about the main difference between fire detection, fire protection, fire suppression and fire prevention. Let us start with the fire prevention. Fire prevention systems aim to minimize potential fire hazards and reduces the likelihood of a serious fire. For example, by safely storing combustible materials and taking care of points of ignition, such as heating systems and plug sockets, we are reducing the risks associated with fire. These steps are guidelines to overall fire prevention. This means implementing and monitoring a fire safety regime to reduce disruption and protect staff, visitors, and other occupants. Follow standards. Adhere to fire regulations and NFPA standards. Area designation. Zone classification. Zoning for areas based on the flammability rate. Risk assessment. Perform regular risk assessments and identify the weak areas to improve safety. Identify and resolve deficiency sources within the facility that emit heat or are combustible, flammable, or make the building more susceptible to fire. Electrical equipment. Regular inspection and maintenance by qualified electricians. Prohibition of makeshift installations. Regularly train staff on fire prevention practices and perform regular fire drills. Storage. Flammable liquids in properly designed storage facilities, bulk quantities in fixed, bund, adequately spaced tanks. Fire equipment. Fire sprinkler system, fire alarm and firefighting equipment must be regularly inspected, maintained and tested. Portable extinguishers to have designated locations be of correct type. Flues passages for services or other ducts must be adequately fire-stopped to prevent their acting as flues for fire smoke transmission. Fire and smoke stop doors. Ensure that fireproof doors and shutters are self-closing. Keep all doors free from obstruction. Ensure that fire check doors are kept closed. Waste disposal. Prevention of combustible waste accumulation in corners, passageways, or other convenient storage areas. Next one, fire detection. The fire detection system is designed to alert us to an emergency so that we can take action to protect ourselves, staff and the general public. Fire detection system is required to detect fire in the area during the initial stage. Based on the requirement and function, fire detection system are basically 6 types. Heat detectors, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, multisensor detectors, manual call points. Let me brief one by one. First one, heat detectors. Heat detectors can either work on a fixed temperature basis, where it will trigger an alarm if the temperature exceeds a preset value, or they can work on the rate of change in temperature. Commonly, heat detectors work in a similar way to an electrical fuse. The detectors contain a eutectic alloy which is heat sensitive. When a certain temperature is reached, the alloy turns from a solid to a liquid, which in turn triggers the alarm. Second one, smoke detectors. There are 3 basic types of smoke detectors, including ionization smoke detector. Generally contains 2 chambers. The first is used as a reference to compensate for changes in ambient temperature, humidity or pressure. The second chamber contains a radioactive source, usually alpha particle, which ionizes the air passing through the chamber, where a current flows between 2 electrodes. When smoke enters the chamber, the current flow decreases. This drop in current flow is used to initiate an alarm. The light scattering smoke detector operates on the Tyndall effect. A photocell and light source are separated from each other by a darkened chamber such that the light source does not fall on the photocell. The passage of smoke into the chamber causes the light from the source to be scattered and fall on the photocell. The photocell output is being used to initiate an alarm. In the light obscuring smoke detector, smoke interferes with the light beam between a light source and photocell. The photocell measures the amount of light it receives. The variation in photocell output is being used to initiate an alarm. This type of fire detection equipment can be used to protect large areas with the light source and photocell positioned some distance apart. Third, carbon monoxide detectors. Carbon monoxide detectors are also known as CO fire detectors are electronic detectors used to indicate the outbreak of fire by sensing the level of carbon monoxide in the air. Carbon monoxide detectors have an electrochemical cell which senses carbon monoxide, but not smoke or any other combustion products. Fourth, multisensor detectors. The multisensor detectors combine inputs from both optical and heat sensors and process them using a sophisticated algorithm built into the detector circuitry. When polled by the control panel, the detector returns a value based on the combined responses from both the optical and heat sensors. They are designed to be sensitive to a wide range of fires. And fifth one, manual call points. A manual call point or break glass call point is a device which enables personnel to raise the alarm by breaking the frangible element, then triggers the alarm. Next, fire protection. Fire protection reduces damage and helps to safely evacuate a building. A fire protection system will protect the building's occupants by increasing their chances for evacuation. It will also reduce repair costs by minimizing damage from the fire. There are two types of fire protection systems, which include active and passive fire protection systems. Active fire protection is triggered in response to a fire and can either have a programmed response or need human intervention. A few examples are fire and smoke alarms, sprinklers, hand-operated fire extinguishers. Passive fire protection refers to the mechanisms installed that will contain a fire to a specific area and slow down, if not prevent, smoke and fire from spreading to other parts of a building. Some examples are compartment floors and walls, fire doors, fire dampers, and fire suppression. Fire suppression systems are intended to extinguish the flames. A fire suppression system completes a building's overall fire strategy in preventing the spread of fire by extinguishing it as quickly as possible. Typically connected with a building's fire protection system, it can be automatically activated when a fire is detected. There are also fire suppression systems that need to be manually activated. There are three types of fire suppression systems. Water-based, this includes the traditional wet pipe sprinkler systems, deluge sprinkler systems, and water mist suppression systems. Chemical-based, in this fire suppression system, wet or dry chemicals are used depending on the setting, particularly where fire suppression by water is counterproductive, such as in commercial kitchens and industrial work environments. And gas-based, for spaces where chemical residue or water damage must be avoided, a gas-based fire suppression system is utilized. Typically a blend of argon, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide, this system works by lowering the oxygen level in the area, effectively choking out the fire. This is about the fire systems. Let me summarize once. Fire systems are to minimize potential fire hazards and reduces the likelihood of a serious fire. Fire prevention includes standards, area designation, risk assessment, electrical equipment, trainings, storage, fire equipment, flues management, fire and smoke stop doors, waste disposal. Fire detection system includes heat detectors, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, multisensor detectors, and manual call points. Fire protection, these are two types, active and passive. Fire suppression are basically three types: water-based, chemical-based, gas. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and share our videos. If you want notes about this video, please visit our website, link given in description box. Have a safe day.